Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for another daily energy and guidance reading. And this guidance reading will be for Tuesday, May the 12th. However, I consider it timeless, so whenever you are listening to this reading, it's meant for you to hear the message. You can use this as a pick a card reading, 1, 2, or 3, or you could use it as a blended reading with all 3 cards. We're using the Angel Inspiration deck again by Kim Dreyer, and let's get started. As I shuffle the deck, I'm asking all light beings, angels, and God, please relay the message I need to share with my viewers for the highest good of all. And for number 1, I'll pick the top card. Number 2 will be the center card, and number 3 will be the bottom. And let's see what the messages are for today. Okay, we have number 13, be discerning. And this is so important. When I look at this card, what I'm getting from Spirit is, not everybody needs to be your friend. Not every family member needs to be part of your life. Not every coworker needs to know your business. And maybe people out there are just being too honest and open with the wrong people, and there's a need for discernment. And the card says it's easy to get caught up in life and simply follow the crowd, but what makes you unique are the choices you make along the way and each action you take. Making discerned choices is important for you to fully align to the type of life you wish to live. And that is so true, because if we allow negative, toxic people into our lives and we're not discerning enough to distance ourselves from them, they begin to infect our worlds. And the way I say infect is exactly how I see it, I mean, we need to be discerning with who we surround ourselves with. We need to be discerning with, what activities we take place in. And, all of our actions have to do with us building and creating our reality. And all of the people that we associate with also, create our reality. And what you need to do is, in order to create a peaceful, positive life, you need to sit down and realize what's important in your life. Okay? And not only the bigger things, but also the small things. And before making choices, ask yourself where you stand on an issue, what's important to you, and be careful, though, not to confuse being discerning with being judgmental. And, when we choose not to have certain people in our life, we're not judging them. We just realize that they're not meant to be on our path, that we're on 2 different vibrations at this time, that we're on 2 different phases in life. So it's not that you're judging them and saying, I can't be friends with you because you're this or you're that. No, it's just that you know what's best for yourself. And that's where self-care comes in. You have to respect yourself. And you've got to know who and what is able to stay in your life and who and what you need to let go of. And the angel of wisdom helps you discern real truth from perceived truth, the genuine from the superficial. She helps you to find the wisdom to act upon the situation wisely and with confidence. So, you may need to let some people go. You might need to let a job that's a soul crusher, a dead end. You may need to let it go. You may need to let some family members go. Being discerning and knowing, what the best choice is for you is going to create a positive life. It's going to create a peaceful life. But if you allow everyone and everything into your life without discerning, they take over. And I could go on and on about personal stories of how people could really impact your reality and not in a positive way. But let's go on here. We have the second card is Honor Life's Cycles. And this is card number 28. And I love the moon in the background. And it says, our lives are a sequence of cycles and phases. Learning to recognize your cycles will empower you to take the correct action at the right time. Just as nature has its cycles, and understanding your own, as well as how nature and natural cycles affect you, will allow more ease to flow in your life. These cycles always bring change, and it is how you accept change that will make the transition either easy or difficult. So what it's saying is when we fight these changes and we resist them, life becomes a struggle. when we realize that, we're in different seasons of our life too. Like when you're in the winter season where things seem to be cold and dead and dormant and nothing's changing, embrace that. Maybe it's a time that you retract and you rest and you go within, as opposed to, in the fall of your life where you're harvesting the seeds that you've planted, and you're gathering up everything that you've worked so hard for, and the reward is just wonderful. So these cycles and these seasons in our life need to be embraced, because we can't be winning all the time and we can't be losing all the time. Just like the moon phases, the full moon is when we release, the new moon is when we begin something new. So when you embrace these cycles, okay, life is going to flow much better. The changes in your life can be invigorating and illuminating. Some cycles require that you be gentle with yourself, that you take time to rest, like, in the winter cycle, that's a time of rest. Other changes may signal that it's a time for you to step up and take action. That'd be like in the spring of your life where you're planting those seeds. Only you can know what's best for you at any time. Honor the changing seasons in your life and follow the guidance your body and heart are giving you at these times. And that is so true. And then the last card number 3, which is card 41, compassion. And what a beautiful, gentle energy coming from this card. Empathy is the ability to recognize and often share or respond to the suffering of others. And just think of it this way. I mean, if you didn't go through all of these hardships and all of these trials and tribulations in your life, you wouldn't be the compassionate person that you are right now. We've got to go through these really dark times. And I feel that the best healers out there are the people that have gone through the darkness and have come out the other end into the light. And they know what it's like when someone is hurting. So they're able to offer this compassion to other people. But, not everybody's cut out to be a healer. Okay. And it seems like the people that I know that have had the roughest and toughest lives are the most compassionate people. Okay. And, it makes you want to be able to genuinely help people because you've gone through it, but so many of us, shut ourselves off to the suffering of others, feeling fearful or helpless or unsure of how to assist. But, everybody has gone through something in this lifetime that they're able to share and be able to help someone through, whether it's a divorce that someone's going through and you've gone through one yourself, or if it's a job change where someone was so scared to leave their job for fear that, they weren't going to be able to make ends meet, or if it was distancing yourself from a toxic family member, or if it was experiencing a narcissist in your life and how you got through it. I mean, these are just situations off the top of my head. I mean, there's a whole list of things, helping people with maybe the loss of a child. There's so many experiences that we all have that we can all share and heal other people from. But if you shut yourself off and you don't have compassion or empathy, no, those types of people to me cannot be healers. There's a lot of people that are very self-absorbed, that really don't care about anyone but themselves. And what comes to mind are narcissists. That is a perfect example. They're just so self-absorbed. They don't have feelings like you and I. They do not care. They do not have compassion. They do not look to heal people. They're just about themselves. And, through the loving guidance of your angels, you'll be able to offer compassion to others. You could show your compassion to a person by, just giving them a hug or a shoulder to cry on, or an ear that listens to, what they're going through and not judging them. We're all on this healing journey together. And, sometimes nonverbal communication, just like giving someone a hug when they've had a rough day, that right there has healing properties to it. Sometimes people don't want you to jump in and tell them what they should do or even want your advice. They just want you to listen so they could get something off their chest, so they could vent and they could let it out. So just lending them an ear could really make a difference without, trying to suggest anything. Just sit there and listen. You can't imagine how therapeutic the power of listening is for people when they need someone to talk to just be there and to just sit there with them. What a beautiful reading today. If you've enjoyed this reading, please like it by giving it a thumbs up, share it, and above all, subscribe, because I will be back with more.